Hi all, my name is Michelle McLeod, Director of Business Development for Lutker Construction, a division of the Lutker Companies. I'm here today with Mike Hoyt, Senior Vice President of the Lutker Companies. Hi Mike.
Good morning, Michelle.
Mike, the reason why I asked you to join me here today was to talk about a subject matter that we're all talking about, and that subject is resiliency in the coastal community in which we live in. Now, I wanted to take a little bit different approach to this subject. I don't want to necessarily talk about new ideas on how to address it. I want us to look at what has already been a proven measure along these lines. So as we all do, I wear many hats, as you know. Not only do I work for Lutker, but I'm also the president of the Park Shore Association. And in Park Shore, the most precious asset that we have is our 3-acre beach park that was gifted to the Park Shore Association by Raymond Lutker back in 1971. Now, after each hurricane, most recently Irma, Ian, Idalia, Helene, the association has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in putting the park back to order. But in this last hurricane, Hurricane Milton, the association's Park Shore board said, okay, we got to put a pause on this. It doesn't make sense to continue to throw good money to bed to put the park back in order. So that's when we started thinking, okay, how do we do this? I happened to walk the 1.25 mile promenade sidewalk that spans the entire Park Shore community. And in that walk, I discovered something very interesting. All of the properties south of the Regent condominium experienced significant damage after the hurricane. However, all of the properties to the north of the Regent condominium practically went unscathed. So why was that? The answer is in the design that was created back in the 70s. Mike, you know the intricacies behind that design. Can you tell our listening audience a little bit about that?
Sure, Michelle, it's interesting. I mean, I wasn't here then, but we do have some of the documentation and certainly have had some of the stories passed on to us. And what you're referring to is the northern part of Park Shore, which is referred to as Unit 5 of the plat, was developed after. And as they were developing this area of the Park Shore beach, they had to deal with many things. One of them was stormwater. And as many things in history are, kind of advances come from looking for solutions for other things. Well, when we were dealing with the stormwater requirements at the time, they were looking for a place to add extra filtration to treat the water before it went into the public areas of storm drainage. So what they decided to do at the time with the engineering firm, which was Wilson Miller engineering firm, they decided to run the storm drainage out towards the beach and give it an opportunity to run longer through a filtration system and then back towards the roadways and the right-of-way storm areas that it was eventually going to go into. In doing that, they couldn't go deep because they would get into groundwater issues. So they decided to put a berm or an artificial dune over the top of these filtration systems, and it really made for a nice place to treat the water as well as to elevate that promenade walk that we're referring to here. And it turned into providing resources for not only the stormwater treatment, but some storm protection as well.
Yeah, fascinating information. And it's so great that you are still around to have that information to share with everybody. We're all trying to figure out how best to address this resiliency, even the Army Corps of Engineers. But I think we're failing to realize that we have a proven measure right before our very eyes. And I'm not the only one that is amazed by this engineering marvel. A lot of the properties on the beach that still remain vulnerable in these storms, they're all talking about how do we recreate that Lutker engineered berm. That's what I love about the Lutker companies. They are so innovative, well beyond their years. Thank you to the listening audience for sharing these last couple of minutes with us. We hope that this has been an inspiring moment for all of us to continue to think big. We at Lutker Construction welcome the opportunity to join you on your next innovative project. Reach out to us. Our information is on the screen. We'd love to hear from you.